Hi everyone, it's Sarah Maylo here, and today is a special video because we are not doing something in regards to tarot or astrology or even my daily video log. Today is a special video because I'll be talking about lessons that I wish I learned before embarking on my master's degree and also PhD or postgraduate studies, because I've been getting a lot of private messages in regards to my postgraduate studies. Some of you may have seen my videos, my vlog, and you all know that I'm a student at UPM, University Putra Malaysia, and I'm pursuing my PhD in human communications, where I write about love and relationships and also online dating. So there were many questions because it's the new year, new me, and maybe new you, and maybe all of you are actually planning to either further your studies or improve yourself or wanting to like renovate yourself. So that is like an amazing decision. Tip number 1, take time to interview and also choose your professors. So when I mean professor, I mean your supervisor. And why is this so important? Because I had a very difficult time when I was doing my master's degree in University of Malaya. So I have a master's degree in performing arts where I major in dance, and I did it in University of Malaya. But right now I'm in UPM, University Putra Malaysia. So the thing is, embarking on your master's degree, they are or PhD. So PhD is most of the time it is research basis, but for master's degree there is actually 3 types of master's degree. One is coursework basis, next is mixed mode basis, and the third one is research basis. So what is the difference between all 3? Coursework, of course, it is the easiest because most people finish like within 2 years, just as long as they finish their coursework. But for mixed mode and also pure research basis, when it comes to master's degree, you are required to do either a dissertation or a thesis, a full research. But because I actually did my master's degree mixed mode, meaning I had to do 50% of classes and also 50% of research, but my thesis was so rich that it was considered like almost like a full research, and it took me 5 years to complete it compared to other people who took a coursework master's degree and completed their master's degree in 2 years. So what does this mean? Of course, some people, they just want to get a master's degree for the sake of getting a master's degree. So 2 years is good enough. But those of you who wants to eventually go into academia or wants to be a lecturer or work in a university, doing mixed mode or having like pure research kind of thesis would actually help you in terms of your KPI and also your resume. So I did a master's degree in dance, and I am technically my research through ethnographic research, which is actually one of the most difficult kind of qualitative research. But for my PhD right now, I'm actually doing a quantitative research PhD. So very few scholars actually specialize in both qualitative and also quantitative research, but I can technically do both. Even though my qualitative studies is not the typical qualitative studies, it's actually ethnographic research. Tip number 2 is choose a topic that you love. So for both my master's degree and also PhD degree, one thing about what I did, I'm actually pretty lucky because I've self-funded my master's degree, and right now I'm self-funding my PhD, so I can choose whatever topic I want to pursue. But this is really case by case basis. If you are a scholarship, or you are under a certain grant, such as you have to do a specific topic because this grant, you have a grant that allows you to only research a specific topic, then unfortunately you have to do what you have to do. But I would say that it is actually very, very important for you to do what you love to do if you actually have the opportunity to, because during research, there is always that possibility of getting bored or being burnt out if you don't like your topic at all. And in order to really pursue higher studies, I would think having motivation is one of the most important trait. And if you don't like what you study, of course you're not motivated to research or study, your topic. So if you have the opportunity, like me, if you're self-funding your master's degree or your PhD, then choose the topic that you love. Tip number 3 is to work on your presentation and also public speaking skills. So compared to most people, even like my school friends, which I grew up with, I'm actually not really that book smart. I wasn't a straight A student. I'm just average, or maybe just slightly above average. But one thing which really helped me in both my master's degree and also my PhD degree, it is that I have really good presentation and also public speaking skills. But this public speaking skills and presentation skill I did not develop it overnight. I was a salesperson in media for 10 years. That is why I've done presentations every day throughout my 10-year media advertising career, and that's why I can do very good presentations. And secondly, I was a professional performer. I was a professional stage actress. That is why I don't get any stage fright at all. And yeah, I'm really confident on stage. And this is really helpful, because in your master's degree and also in your PhD, it is really about articulating and letting people, or letting the audiences, or even the lecturers or professors, or even during your viva, which is your proposal defense, letting people know what you have studied. So it's very important to have the ability to articulate your thoughts. So work on your presentation or public speaking skills. Getting straight A's, I would say it is only secondary, but if you have the ability to speak very well, it actually helps you, because before the pandemic, most scholars are also required to go for conferences and also speak at conferences, and you will get a lot of publicity and also reference if you do well when you're speaking at those conferences. Tip number 4, it is learn how to accept constructive criticism and also rejection. So accepting rejection, rejection is probably one of people's greatest fear. Even for my clients, my close friends, and also family members, one of their greatest fear is actually accepting rejection. But for me, I actually do not fear rejection. Going back into tip number 3, I used to be a salesperson. So I used to sell media products, and there was always so much rejection, to the point that I got used to it. And when I was performing professionally, when I was singing, dancing and acting professionally, I attended a lot of auditions where I also got rejected. So I actually do not take rejection personally, but I only just take it as a lesson, and for me to grow and also improve myself. Tip number 5, imposter syndrome. Don't let your mind play games with you. You are enough, you are good enough, you are smart enough. And this is something that took me years and years for me to accept. It took me so many years for me to accept that I'm actually intelligent. In fact, it was only in 2021 when I did really well for my PhD exams that I realized that I'm actually intelligent. So I struggled for many years to accept my intelligence, even though I'm actually really really, really confident when it comes to business. I'm really, really confident when it comes to my career and also like, relationships. But when it comes to my studies, I always felt that I wasn't good enough. But this actually comes from my trauma of being bullied in school by my school teacher and being called like not being intelligent enough. But don't let this imposter syndrome stop you from either going through your exams or having the confidence to speak during your exams or something like that, because you are smart enough. If you're not smart enough, you wouldn't even be taking your PhD. And always believe that the reason why you're studying is because you are a student, you're still studying. So there is always room for improvement. So it's okay to make mistakes. But don't let your mind play games with you and think that you're not smart enough or you're not good enough, because you are. Tip number 6, calm down. Calm down. You will get there eventually. So a lot of people give themselves anxiety because they want to complete either their exams or their degree or their PhD as quickly as possible. But the thing is, whether you complete your PhD in 3 years or you complete it in 5 years, you will complete, you will get there eventually. So calm down. Sometimes when we want to get straight A's or we want to complete our degree in 3 years, it's more about our ego than properly completing the degree. So don't stress yourself so much to the point you create so much anxiety and so much self-doubt. That is why it's really, really necessary to calm down. So calm down, you will get there eventually. I always believe that everyone can get a PhD and everyone can get a master's degree. It is not letting your mind, just like point number 5 just now, not letting your mind play games with you. Tip number 7. Tip number 7. Your interpersonal skills is more important than having multiple degrees. I know this is a bit contradicting with my background because I have multiple qualifications and also multiple degrees, so it actually sounds quite hypocritical because one of my hobby is actually to collect qualifications. But the thing is, truly, your paper qualification compared to your interpersonal skills, I always believe that your interpersonal skills and also being hardworking would actually get you further in life. Even though, yes, I have plenty of qualification and it does add up to my credentials, and people do respect me because of the credentials that I have, but I would say that people truly love me and give me opportunities in life. It is because of my interpersonal skill. I have very good PR skills, I have very good public speaking skills, my marketing skills and branding skills is amazing, and also I'm pretty business minded. So with or without a degree, I think I would actually do well in life, and right now I'm already doing well in life. So a degree wasn't even necessary for me. The reason why I'm even pursuing a degree is because I love what I'm studying, and I love knowledge, and I love improving and upgrading myself, and I also want to update myself and also challenge myself before I decide to settle down and have kids, because my responsibility and also my focus will shift then. So right now I'm actually giving my opportunity to do what I want to do. So that's all the postgraduate tips that I have for you in this video. I wish you all the best in your journey in pursuing your postgraduate study. And as I mentioned, calm down, you will get there. Don't let your ego, don't let your anxiety, don't let your imposter syndrome or your negative mindset stop you from reaching your dreams, because all dreams will come true. So I hope all dreams will come true for you, and have an amazing and happy 2022. Bye bye.